Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing, spectacular Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane. The one, the only Master of Propaganda, your Lord and Master of King of Kings. Author to a 1v1 owner. Not longer, it's Kholodny Ferma. I haven't seen this man sometime, and honestly, I don't mind. Anyways, in the West, it is DevM fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Taking on the role here of the 1st Armored Division tasked with breaking through the German lines here and push onwards towards Berlin. We got here airborne, infantry, and recon support. With anti-tank and machine guns and infantry bullets here for DevM, double rifle start here versus these, that is Orangepest. Fighting for Germany, Deutschland. Here with the elite Panzerlehr Panzerdivision with German infantry, featuring the 250-1 half-track, veteran squad leaders, stormtroopers, assault and hold, and the fragmentation bomb with Panzer IV penetration bulletins, anti-tank gun bulletins, and Panzer fast range bulletins there. Grenadier MG4 to start here, and as always, a big hearty thanks to my page supporters, these champions, these heroes who keep in the business. Without them and their support, this would certainly not be possible to do on a daily basis. A big thanks goes out to all of those. Other people can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon, or you can donate by PayPal one time. Links in the description. I should comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button. So, Rifle Squad advancing in the centre here. Orangepest heading steadily southwards here so far for Deutschland, with a lone Grenadier Squad heading northwards here. Second one on the way there for Orangepest. Rifle Squad sees in the centre. No doctrine yet here for DevM. The Panzerlehr Panzerdivision was a interesting concept. It was basically sort of, shall we say, a made-to-order elite Panzer division using a lot of highly experienced personnel from a series of training units across Germany, that way forming up a more immediate elite division, mixing up veterans and just, again, highly trained instructors and such. And there was also very well equipped for a Panzer division, like, each battalion had armoured half-tracks for its infantry, which was actually exceedingly rare. Like, most divisions would have had like a battalion worth of like mechanized infantry, but the Panzerlehr had each of its infantry battalions fully equipped with armoured half-tracks. They proceed to lose most of them into Normandy, but on paper at least to start with, they would look pretty impressive there. Rifle Squad holding up here, gonna use more on the centre. Up north, regions thinking about here. Rifle Squad being caught here with the Grenadiers. MG42 there, flanking the Rifle Squad. Beautiful setup here by Orangepest, completely blindsides DevM there. Rifle Squad and Senegal Grenadiers there, popping into the position here. That said, the Rifle Squad will be able to close in and then overpower the Grenadiers in close quarters combat, since they do have a much higher amount of DPS. But there goes second Grenadier Squad, actually slightly turns things in favour of Orangepest briefly until the second Rifle Squad arrives, in which case the entire situation turns aggressively against Orangepest, and his machine is far removed down south. They can't really assist. Third squad on the way, the Harriers flanking up here, forcing a further collapse of Orangepest, leaving his centre here to just one Grenadier Squad. The car pawn there is being quickly fortified by an MD-42 to make it harder for DevM to at least hit that. But he's under a lot of pressure here. DevM is coming in, swinging hard, but there you go. The MD-42 pretty much puts a stop to that swing, at least to some degree. Rifle Squad is suppressed, routed. DevM then knows better than to try and stick around there in front of the MD-42 and the Grenadier Squad. Grenadiers reinforcing there, third one sitting out there for Orangepest. We'll go for fourth one. Not impossible. Some players like to go for a lot of Grenadiers. That way they can take advantage of the veteran squad leader upgrade very well there. There we go, 4 Grenadiers. That way that's going to be 4 veteran squad leader Grenadiers. That's going to be a lot of firepower here for Orangepest. And the South Pioneers being up. Rifle Squad sitting in there, flanking up here behind Orangepest's front line. Grenadiers being to deal with that. 50 cal falling up here for Mr. DevM. That's definitely going to put some pressure there on Orangepest, though. You may actually just want to consider like an early mortars that can also be quite good. That said, versus 4 Grenadiers, a 50 cal is a really good idea, though. But long term, having some artillery out there for DevM, I think would be quite good. Up north, Grenadiers gets Rifle Squad here by the Northern Munitions. Grenadier setting out here. We got the center with the other Grenadier Squad here. Rifle Squad falling back. Lieutenant out here for DevM. And Orangepest there is starting to take up now. Shots fired up here, and there you go. Grenadier Squad treating other squad, also falling back here, realising they're going to get completely shot to bits here by the lieutenant himself. Falling back towards the church in the south here. Riesens versus the MD-42 again. Once more, it is a very lopsided engagement, and Riesens just need to retreat. There we go. Robert there drops dead. Grenadier Squad up north here, a bit cut off from the comrades here. DevM quickly seizing upon the one that's more isolated up north here, pushing the lieutenant, who dies first. That's actually quite a loss here for the squad, since the lieutenant's the one with the Thompson, meaning he's actually the biggest source of like just individual DPS in the entire unit. So losing him actually cuts off a significant amount of firepower. That's pretty lucky there for Orangepest. Pioneers caught it with the 5th cal. Troops reinforcing. No son of grenades this time around for DevM. maybe planning weapon racks this time around. He definitely caught a bit of flack for that one in the comments, I recall. Isn't sitting out there. But I do think a Mortier would also be an excellent addition. So far, the Orangepest is keeping DevM under fairly good amounts of pressure, good harassment, good aggression, good maneuvering overall, and again, just leveraging having a significant portion of infantry here versus DevM. Bunker up there, no sign of the lighter mechanized company as of yet. Or a 250 half-tech, unfortunately. I mean, those can be quite good additions as well, but are obviously less popular as such. But they're quite fun. Grand Northern Point here. Reinforcement there on the way. Medics on the way as well. Bit of skirmishing there. MD-42 repositioning. In some ways a bit risky, like he gets ambushed by some fairly well-equipped American troops. He would quickly lose the MD-42 here to DevM. Going for the carve point. Meanwhile, he's got the gun. He's pretty much just forcing DevM to like leave something to defend the carve point. Oh, it's just Orangepest going to grab it. Like to make a nice company up there. Like going to get an armored cut for that. He can also begin upgrading his men with the veteran squad upgrade. And there we go. First one here on the carve point getting upgraded. Big flank here. Catching Orangepest here with the building. But it's a pretty good position to hold out with for the Grenadiers. Because like the two main approaches they can make for pretty much easily defended by the Grenadiers to some degree here. So that's going to make things a bit tough here for DevM without grenades or artillery support. He has, by the way, gone here for Recon support featuring raid tactics, Iron R Pathfinders, the airdrop combat group, the M8 Greyhound, and the M83 cluster bombs. Carve point being hit by the Grenadiers as well there. Orangepest just keeps up the pressure excellently in the DevM. That's it, the two Grenadier squads there finally sent packing here with minimal loss there for DevM. Stuart Light Tank following up here. He could do actually also follow up with a go for Greyhound instead, and then say go for Captain, but he's kind of gone for the mechanized command post, so that's obviously a bit too late there. But the first veteran squad out here for Orangepest, not DevM. Then he's being routed by the true Rival squad, but they do manage to enter point neutral, further slowing down their DevM's attack. Very good there, though not going to help against a Stuart that's already inbound. Whoops, sorry about that. Bit of a slip there with the mouse. Grenadiers that push back. It was not uncommon for the Germans to use veteran squad leaders that way, you know, show say build up the strength of the unit. It's in fact quite common. So, yeah, a little fun there. That Grenadiers hold up against the 50 cal of the Rival squad. There we go, suppressed. Friedrich there. Clearly not the veteran squad leader, poked his head out too far and got it blown clean off. Again, more ranks for Orangepest. He's really good at disrupting it. DevM and keeping on the defensive, but we'll have to see how much longer this can last. Now that the Stuart Light tanking out, and of course, Orangepest has no anti-tank weapons, plus his intensive use of munitions and other things. For example, like upgrades to the medic bunker, also means he does not have access to, like, at the time to lay down any telemines. So that also means there's not really a lot of threats that way to the Stuart Light tank. If DevM reads this correctly, he knows he can get not super aggressive, but like, you know, fairly bold with the Stuart, because he doesn't have to worry about, you know, it suddenly randomly exploding. The south here moving up steadily, could go for the southern fuel point there, force Orangepest to defend that. Stuart though gets a bit too close to the Grenadiers. Pack 40 is on the way now for Orangepest, of course, with the bulletin here. It gets up pretty fast. Like, this is the only bulletin that actually, like, has a significant impact, because that is a 50% production bonus to the anti-tank guns. It's actually quite interesting, but yeah, it's easily, like, one of the most impactful bulletins. Out of bulletins that are mostly designed not to actually be impactful, but this one, just 50% production speed means you can rush out an anti-tank gun. Stuart there being fixed up. Drive squad going up here up north there. You can see that Orangepest is tightening the noose once more on DevM's fuel and forcing once more dispatch forces to deal with that. 50 cal there marching past the Stuart Light tank. Still surprised at the lack of mortars here from DevM, and certainly Orangepest could also benefit significantly from a granate in the alpha. Carpon hit again, Grenadiers up north. Actually, fairly close being wiped out here. That could be pretty lucky there for DevM, could happen, and return maybe makes it happen, but no, it doesn't happen. Carpon hit, Grenadiers going to Pantherfast to do it again just after it got finished, mostly fixed up the damage. DevM just continues to be under intense pressure here from Orangepest. Can go for Greyhound now for more vehicles here. That could be enough. He does go for the ground here, so DevM basically trying to switch over to a very motorized sort of light vehicular strategy here with armoured cars and light tanks to put pressure here on Orangepest, hoping that the ground and the Stuart could maybe be too much here for Orangepest to handle with just a Pack 40 and an armoured car, which could possibly, depending on how lucky a DevM gets. But definitely a bit rare to see a ground and a Stuart together. It's Still needs to be called mindful of the pack 40. There we go. Good shot. Punches straight through the Greyhound's armor. Got the northern victory point, got the southern one, but Orangepest maintains a strong presence around the center, which without some form of artillery is going to be difficult to beat. That said, he could consider calling in the airdrop comms group to deal with that. A pack character could be quite the headache here for Orangepest to defend against. Still then backed up by attacks with infantry, backed up by Stuart's Greyhounds and some paratroopers. Of course, whether or not he commits to that is an entirely different matter, but I think it looks to be at least like a pretty solid option. Stuart's again having great use of the church here to hide from counterfire there from many anti-tank guns. Thumbs up there to DevM. Good use of the train there. Gonna use the push back, suffering minor losses there. Back here, reinforcing healing. And you're fortifying at the Ralph Squad. We got 50 coming up. Ralph Squad as well. There's Stuart bringing it, going slightly further north, and Ralph Squad there looking for a gap here, but doesn't find. Instead, he finds death at the barrel end of the ND-42. Oh, Stuart moving in there. Back up the Ralph Squad. There you go. Panther still. Can he get past it? Can he get past it? Yes, another ground could maybe swoop in, but no, it's getting caught up there in bad terrain. Almost got the 2-2 there. Ralph Squad there. ND-42 pinned down by the 50 cal. Got the 2-2, but it's going to cost him the Stuart light tank. And the grenade just sort of kind of got stuck there. Could have maybe done more there, but oh well. Incendium armor not being unleashed. Actually, didn't do too much in the end because of the suppression effect being pinned down. There's still Stuart for an armored car. Not a great trade-off, to be honest. And it's not like he did like any other significant damage there to Orangepest either, but he's committing to another ground. DevM is really going to get hard on the light vehicles here. Meanwhile, Orangepest has tagged up. They could theoretically like rush out a Osman to counter all this, and in Osman versus 2 grounds I think they're fairly good. Stu, but more likely a Panther 4, so DevM really needs to make this work there. He's going to definitely place himself in a very, very bad place. Another Panther fast here. Other ground rushing forwards here, engaging the Grenadiers there. And now they have Panther fast. He knows he can get pretty close and pretty aggressive with this M8 Greyhound. Need to be careful that he doesn't get Pantherfast by no and then get hit, say, by the Pack 40. So, yeah, pretty heavy cavalry approach in a sense by DevM here. But at this point, he may have to like consider like actually taking for the Captain just so he can get access to some anti-tank guns, because by expending that many resources on light vehicles, he's definitely going to be like having anything to like significantly counter any tanks that Orangepest is likely going to throw at DevM. He's engaging the Greyhound. Bit of shooting there. 3 kills, veteran 2-1. Flanking up behind here. And there we go. We do get the Captain. Again, it's very much like, you know, what I'd expect. Because it's not like DevM now has a lot of other options. He's going to need the anti-tank guns. Theoretically, could rely, of course, on the INR Pathfinders and, oh, not INR Pathfinders, the airdrop command group and paratroopers bazookas, but I've yet to really see a player go for the paratroopers just for the bazookas. It's not like they're bad, but you know, you could just go for the anti-tank instead a lot of the time, or you just upgrade them with other stuff there, so you just rarely see it if ever. But again, it's not like the bazookas on the paratroopers are bad. It's basically like a pair of Panzerschrecks, except they shoot fast, meaning they're better Panzerschrecks. Great, in there, gonna just push back there. Still, I mean, DevM's actually got fairly good map control now, so in the end, it might actually work out here somewhat well, because at least deny Orangepest that ability like to tie up DevM's infantry. So maybe Stuart for the grey armored car might in some ways up. Still, there is still that particular, you know, panzer-shaped elephant in the room, the Panzerfear, and not an actual elephant tank destroyer. DevM there bring up the M1 anti-tank gun. It was a license they actually bought from the British to make, because they didn't actually anti-tank of that, shall we say, caliber, and they really needed one, so they basically just bought the license from the British to make it called the M1 anti-tank gun. Fun fact there. Gonna see there's the Greyhound there. All one there needs some repairs. Got 4 kills, close to 22 there. There you go. Got the M1 anti-tank gun out. 5th kill covering up here. Panther 4 almost done here for Orangepest. He's got all 4 grenadiers upgraded to the veteran squad to status. Gun is being pushed back here. There we go. Panzer Kampfangfear ready there for Orangepest and the Panzer rushing in here. Still feel like DevM would benefit a lot from some artillery eventually, but there you go. Calling in the cluster bombs here. Hoping can maybe save Greyhound. Doesn't work. But if he at least gets the Pack 40, it could be worth it. But if he doesn't, it's going to be a waste of the Greyhound and the munitions. And yeah, I mean, at least it creates a gap for the infantry following up through. So, you know, it's something. Also got the other Greyhound moving in. But the question remains, was that worth a Greyhound? Anti-tank there's arrived. Panzer being pushed back. Anti-tank wrapping off. Here's now Orangepest suddenly, you know, despite the loss of a DevM, is actually being pushed back. This is working out fairly well for DevM. So, and again, highlighting just the importance of just like, you know, breaking your opponent's formation to actually punch through it. Which is actually an important lesson. You can sort of like break your opponent's cohesion, you actually like make much easier like just break through him with like, you know, shall we say, lighter forces. Again, I don't think that was worth a Greyhound, but you know, they're all pretty good still stuff there. So all of a sudden, Orangepest now has next to none of the map left. DevM now possibly can, you know, start to take out and push for armor soon-ish. There's still some time to go, and he'll probably need another anti-tank gun. Orangepest is getting next to no resources at the moment, though he does have a tank here. So if he plays it smartly, he can still turn the game around. But if say loses his temper here, just, you know, starts not thinking things through, he could definitely lose the match here as well, though. But if he's smart, he can definitely push back DevM and gain control of the map again. But for now, at least he's under some significant pressure here from DevM, who is, I would say, very well been able to turn the game in his favour now. And there you go, we do get one sort of, shall we say, small team that head northwards, grab northern points. Thumbs up to Orangepest. Fragmentation bombing available here. I mean, we haven't seen much of the doctrine besides the veteran grenades, honestly, here, I think, from Orangepest. We haven't seen, say, the 250 half-track, no stormtroopers, no assault and hold, and no fragmentation bomb. Bit of a shame that, say, most players just tend to just use it for the veteran squad leader upgrade, and it is pretty good. It's just a shame that, you know, the other stuff, which is also pretty good, doesn't see as much usage.
The squad of pioneers has arrived.
There's been Forge Grave sneaking in some hits there. 8 kills, Veteran 2. So, Orangepest successfully counterattacked, got at least back the fuel point, got the northern victory point as well here out of DevM's hands, but he still remains in a fairly contained situation. And DevM is starting to take up, going to push through the armor soon. Ish. More harassment up north. He is about to get hit here by the M8 Greyhound. Worth noting, now the side is yet to commit to like any artillery at the moment. We do have the captain out there with the BAR, the Browning automatic rifle. Up north, the Grand pushing back the Grenadiers there successfully. Counterfall there, almost picks up again here for Orangepest. Easily his best asset at the moment. If he loses that, that could prove to be fairly devastating there for Orangepest. Fairly devastating. Panting northwards here, Grenadiers advancing as well. M8 Grand there going for the veteran Grenadiers. Pioneers coming something up here, bit of reinforcement healing. Oh, reinforcement just healing. Serious in the center here. Great hit from the Greyhound. They're almost wiping out the entire Pioneer squad with a single shot. That is 30mm gun. And now Orangepest again further taking advantage of the situation to hit the southern points here. Very smart application of full sleep Orangepest against DevM. But he is hitting back into the bazooka team, or the bazooka lieutenant and the anti-tank gun. He's still got plenty of missions floating, likely just setting up for the cluster bombs. Again, maybe an airdrop command group, and I do think he'd benefit a lot from it. Like, just the pack cards alone could make it very much more difficult for Orangepest to actually like defend and hold ground. But also to counterattack, honestly. Plus the paratroops, I think, would just be an added strong infantry asset here for DevM versus Orangepest. Northern pumping sees with the captain, the south here, Grenadiers flying back. Can soon go for another Panther 4. He could theoretically also try installing here for tier 4, though I don't think I would supremely recommend that at the moment. MU4 to ready for the Panther 4. Pioneers pushing it into the 5th cal. Lieutenant Raft coming up as well. Cluster bombs here again being unleashed this time on the MU4 2. Pioneers retreating could actually be caught in it as well. Makes it a chance that more likely to get white, and almost. But both MD42 and Pioneer squad made it out. But again, the key element here is it is once more disrupted. Orangepest center force complete collapse, allowing them to just push through here. The cracks He is bringing the Panther to try and stall it, but with the anti-tank and other elements backing up here, the Panther could be in trouble. There you go. Return with bazooka, shoots, anti-tank gets a good hit there. Car point almost seized again. And so once more, DevM just throws all of Orangepest front line into utter chaos. Like a man throwing a large bag of firecrackers into a veteran's home. But there you go, second Pantherfall here for Orangepest, building up that Panzerwaffe to strike back at those verdammte Amerikaner. As for DevM, we do get the M43 Sherman medium tank to hit back at those goddamn Krauts. But again, he's once more in an incredibly strong position here versus Orangepest. But with 2 Pantherfalls, he might be able to do some more lasting damage here to DevM. Northern Point still being harassed there, very good. Still Orangepest under heavy pressure here. He's bleeding up back 2 points steadily against DevM. Pack 40 being hauled forwards, Pantherfall good to go. Worth noting a second Pioneer squad. He could also consider upgrading the Winchester resource with like a veteran squad. He'd upgrade to the gift access to a 5th guy. And that helps the Pioneers a bunch too, actually. Makes them obviously more likely to survive in combat, makes them slightly better in combat, and also increase the repair speed. So it's a pretty good upgrade for them too. Sorry about the hiccup. And that one. Sherman almost done, but there you go. Second Pantherfall ready here for Orangepest and Deutschland, the Panzerdivision. Canadians in the center being assailed here by from south sides here by DevM's infantry. In the south here, Pantherfall sweeping the terrain as well. Up north, Grey, they're caught by the Pantherfall. Good shot there. Bit cuts personal Grenadiers. North here, Pantherfall charging straight at the Ralph squad there. Up close, blasting Lewis to bits. My god, Lewis! I think his name was actually Carl. Who cares? He's dead anyways. And he's pushed back now. They're entering here for DevM to help deal with the increased number of panzers here from Orangepest. Sherman linking up with the ground up north. Ground bar is gaining the ace level, zooming in there. Got the anti-tank there with the Sherman opening up the Pantherfall. Direct shot there, punches through the frontal armor of Orangepest Panzerkampfwagen 3 up north. Grenadiers, they're pushed back as well there. The south light probing here, and there we go. Second anti-tank ready there for DevM. A lot of munitions floated. Still no weapon racks for DevM.
Weapon rack is now accessible.
Oh, just to say that he actually goes to the weapon rack. But once he's upgraded, his men could then consider going for the grenade upgrade. Better conditions with the 2 advancing Ralph squads. Steadily overwhelmed. Both Pantherfalls stay close together, but that one Pantherfall's about to combust. Not great there. Is he planning tier 4? No, he is not. He's just low on fuel. DevM meanwhile getting close to say another Sherman hit, and he's taking a staggering hit there from both ground and Sherman, also upping out the entire squad. Another pack 40 here for Orangepest. Worth noting, we are over halfway into the match, and at least over 20 minutes of the game there. Shouldn't get away with the timing there, but quite fine to the match. And well, neither side's considered any artillery, though I would say in particular a map like Kholodny Ferma really benefits from slight artillery of any kind. So a bit of something that I think both Orangepest and DevM could benefit from. And still no weapon racks sort of like being utilized. They got them open, but apparently, oh there we go, grams and bazookas. Before to the route go on the centre, Pantherfall now the captain. Route squad being torn to shreds, and before to the gaining the ace level. Very handy there for Orangepest in the south, but just coming to the Canadians in the major. Bazooka teaming as well there. Rifle grenade off. Almost takes out the captain, but it does narrowly survive. He got 234 to 348. And straight into the anti-tank, and here we also got the second one ready there. Smoke the pods well by the Sherman. Obfuscating things further here for Orangepest. Charging with the Sherman, in fact, full out with the 5th car, but I think without more support, this is a bit risky, to be honest, here by DevM. But he's almost got the Panther 4, so he's clearly willing to risk it, but in this case the risk does not pay off there for DevM for the most part. There you go, Bazooka team arriving. Can they finish off the Panther 4? And does knock it out there. Stinging blow here to Orangepest. Follow up here with cluster bombs on Orangepest positions here as well, though, well, they're landing. It was timing early, I think it was. Missed that, I guess, then. Panther 4 almost knocked out. He tried to pass the Shermans. The anti-tank has got one anti-tank here, actually. Oh dear, could Orangepest turn this around? DevM's got another Sherman away here, but meanwhile, he loses the first one. He could lose the other anti-tank as well, though. That is huge in the end. A massive possible turnaround here moment for Orangepest, taking up both of DevM's anti-tank guns and a tank at the cost of only one Panther for himself. I'd say that's a pretty good trade-off in the end, and horrible for DevM. He definitely treated, I think, that Bazooka team a bit too quick, perhaps. Maybe not. But oh wait, almost got the Panther 4 there, but if he doesn't get it, it's not going to matter then, obviously. Anti-tank there could still be recruited technically, but there you go. Pack 40 arrives, knocks it out, and suddenly DevM is short on a lot of resources here against Orangepest. Orangepest can also go for another Panther 4. You could also consider sneaking in some Panzer Grenadier Stormtroopers here versus DevM currently. That could also be a thing to consider. Takes up the Panther 4 here. Up north, Pioneers pushing back the troops there. Grab Northern Point here as well. And there you go. Fresh Sherman up for freedom and democracy.
The capture point is being overrun.
Still not seeing a lot of BARs in his other infantry. I think he'd benefit a lot from that against Orangepest Grenadiers and other things.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Grand Gun for Grenadiers up north. Soon the Grenadiers up north. Grenadiers been flanking in there. Probably can't really do much there, honestly. And I think Orangepest remembers that and just pulls them back. Another Panther 4 there for Orangepest. Captain caught here by the Panzerkampfwagen 4, adding the pin-mounted MG42. Almost getting that fixed up. And they're holding up against the advancing Rifle Squad up north, their point being seized. Panther 4 right around the corner here for Orangepest. As for them, he's not far away from another Sherman. A lot of Reckies around the centre here. Got 227, 327. And worth noting, still no one's gotten any kind of artillery. No mortars, no pack houses, no nothing. And so the Orangepest hasn't really done much with his doctrine, deciding to just go for a lot of veteran squad leaders, Grenadiers. Grenadier squad could get wiped out. That'd be a pretty good kill here for DevM. There we go. Wiped out, just replace them with more veteran Grenadiers. Not say Panzer Grenadiers for the upgrade or Stormtroopers. I think that could be some pretty good additions, honestly, for Orangepest. But again, it's not like the veteran squad lead upgrade Grenadiers is like bad. Not at all, it's quite good. Captain there suffering a minor loss there. Still, Orangepest successfully still pushing back here against them. First Grenadier squad up in the south here, Lieutenant Wing Forts here backed up, but then maybe by the looks of it, more infantry pouring in as well in the centre. Shem pushing forward straight to front in the packs here. Missed opportunity perhaps getting off a target weak point. They've been quite handy for Mr. Orangepest there. Could have given him a chance to maybe take out the Sherman if anything, but not the end of the world either. Up north there, punching through here as DevM's northern position is actually quite sparsely defended, making it much easier to make progress there, though the question of course is how much can he afford to disperse northwards there to assist, when he also has to consider about the south and centre where DevM is clearly himself looking to make a breakthrough.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Out of the veteran squad, they're heading south against Rifle Squad there. Up north, point being seized, Panther 4 being fixed up. In the centre there, Grenadiers being suppressed here by the 50 cal. And what is this? Looks like the Rearstands dropped the bazooka in the bushes. Turned here behind on the Austrian Schlepper Ost, firing straight through the sidearm of the Panther 4 with ease. Panther 4 shoots back, misses. Bit awkward there, bit awkward. North side though is completely wide open. I mean, DevM's clearly focusing on the centre to help defend and maybe line out for no push, but that means again the north is open to further exploitation. Finally, At the 30-minute mark, roughly, Orangepest finally commits to some artillery. He's going for the mortar. 2 thumbs up there. Definitely much needed. So very nicely yet he goes for that there, finally.
Are securing our territory.
Panzer IV reaching Meta 2 at the same time, more or less, and gains the addition of the Schutzen, making it a bit tougher here. That's also a good addition, but there you go. More tardy for Orangepest. Fresh cluster bombs. Again, looks like around the center. And the MD42 ace level this time around. Orangepest perhaps this time perhaps too slow actually to get out in time. And no, he gets away with that. Surprisingly enough, he does get away there. Close call though. DevM meanwhile can go for another Sherman though. There's an argument he could be starting to get tempted towards going for Jackson tank to help deal with that veteran Panther 4. Orangepest could just go for more. You can also consider backing up with some Stugs. Some Sturmgeschütze. Captaining Norfolk into the Panther 4 here. Shot fired. Whiffed. Completely went over their heads and not through it. 227 to 276. There we go, mortar joining in, and we do get the Jackson tanks right here for them. In the center, we've got the Grenadiers, so it's the Rathfort in the south, Panther backed up with the other Grenadiers against the Major here. Charging forwards there for Deutschland, pushing back the Major and the Rathfort there. Hits the wreckage there up north, on the Pioneers controlling with the M8 Greyhound. Mortar holding up here, Jackson tanks so slow getting ready, could use the captain to supervise it out faster. Up north, engaged, getting pretty spicy here. Panther bombs knocked up, the Shelling trouble there, no target weak point. We got cluster bombs, I think, on the Pack 40. Greyhound now diving in there as well. There's a team moving in there still as well. Pack 40 pushing forwards. More damage to the Panther 4. Could actually risk losing, and he almost got the Sherman, but he's also close to losing the Panther 4 here. Bazooka team down to just a guy with a mine, which can't actually finish it off here. Looks like things went rather sour there for DevM in the end up north. Great here for Orangepest. Now it looks to be able to break through here. Sherman filming, hold back. Panther Fire's pack fire there on the Greyhound. Damaged engine. Sherman there needs to quickly fix up the engine damage more than anything and just hightailed out of there. Or does Orangepest not pursue and finish it off? It looks like that should be the case. That's pretty lucky there for DevM. Jackson moving up northwards in the center though. He's being pushed back in the south. Has completely fallen to German dominion. Captain almost wiped out there. Like, this is turning very uncomfortable here for DevM in the face of Orangepest. Losses starting to pile up in much higher numbers. Jackson 40 going to go for that Panther. We've still got the Pack 40 backing up. Shoots and misses. Oh dear. And we do get a target weak point here. Stunning the Jackson tank destroyer. Right beyond its arc of fire though, but still. Second Panther 4 Brahmin could actually blitz in and possibly take it up. We got the Grand Wings German there being fixed up. South side. Grabbing points right outside Devon's base. There's certainly a bit of a challenge there directly. And there we go. Panther 4 does go for the blitz. And doesn't quite make much out of it. Dispatch falling back there. I think that's the wise decision in the end. Mortar holding up here. And can actually very soon go for another Panther 4, though again could consider like a Stug or an Ostwind. There we go. Surprise flank down the Panther 4 with an anti-tank rifle grenade, damaging the engine. But Devon's forces are not quite in a condition, I think, to exploit this opportunity otherwise. So lucky there for Orangepest. Lucky. And again, very close to calling it a third Panther 4 here. We should of course see if that is what he does, but I mean, just going for more Panther 4s is honestly just a very simple yet solid strategy for the Wehrmacht. They may not be the flashiest of tanks, but they are fairly cost efficient.
We're at 200 points.
Of course, have to see there, fixing up the Panther 4 on the south here. We got the Pioneers filling up. Gonna do some bit of trouble. Still no Panther 4 here for Orangepest. Is he planning tier 4? Is he just like caught up in the fighting around the center? Oh, maybe not be able to call them in. No, he can. He actually just has narrowly enough population points at the moment to do so, but probably not overall. They could still go for Stug and Ostwind instead then. At least, perhaps not. But there we go. Does go for a third Panther 40, fourth Panzerkampfwagen 4. Oh, not fourth one, third one. But I'm talking nonsense there. Sorry about that. That's a nonsense from me. I do sincerely apologise. Mortar caught by the captain. Bazooka team moving up there, occupying the church. And the MG42, they're delivering a hot German sermon right back at them. Panther south, it's halfway to the ace level. Definitely dangerous there for DevM's infantry and armour. Shot fired here. And South Grey moving forwards. S-Mines laid down there and immediately ruined here by DevM. The Vandal. Things south is that Panther 4. Got a Telemine down there for Orangepest. Thumbs up. Mortars reach into 1 here for Orangepest. He's in the centre. Got 227, 133. You could use a assault and hold just to grab the point pretty swiftly. It's pretty good just for that as well. But he probably won't, but he could.
Forces are securing our territory.
Looks like a big push. He's gonna right into the Telemine. Nope, avoids it, for now at least. Close call there though for DevM. Imagine like if the Jackson had been pretty close to the Sherman, so that hit, or the Ralph or Lieutenant been there, that could have been quite painful there for him. Quite painful. Still successfully gained the southern victory point. He was losing the second to one. And another Sherman there for DevM. Freedom and democracy. Last corner 5 from the Panther 4. Jackson will move here. Panther was the captain. Far there, smoke screen off again. To help grab the point. At this point, DevM's best bet might just be trying to launch like a major assault teeth combined with smoke screens and a cluster bomb, and then sort of just diving in through, hoping to deal as much damage to Orangepest as fast as possible, completely blowing off course there. Telefer up north on the victory point there. I don't think that was a great use of the munitions, to be honest. Jackson managed to decent hit the Panther 4 here, but it's mostly just like, you know, a bit of a slap fight in the center. Now they aren't like launching any like heavy punches, just lightly slapping the other one is to try to gain control of the center there. Panther 4 from the south here. Lieutenant caught in the crosshairs of the Panther 4. Machine gun, main gun, and pentagon machine there, plus the crack machine gun, just delivering a sermon of death. And we actually get a fragmentation bomb here from him on the center, causing collapse and disrupting DevM center. Will Orangepest follow up on this? Not particularly devastating air assault, but at least disruptive air assault. Looks like the answer to that is a 9. He does not follow up on this. Up north remains in position. We got 223 versus 99. Capturing through here, but going to get caught by the Panther 4. There we go. Johnny, Roberts, and that's just Bobo down there left. You can do it, Bobo! You can do it! Oh, Bobo! Ah! And he does it. Jack pushing for the Panther 4 up north here. South, we got the other Panther 4, they're holding back nicely in reserve position. DevM now on the offensive here from the northern side there. Jackson Sherman's the move here. Pack 4 lining up here. Can it stop this American armor assault? Panther 4's about to go combusto. And yes, goes up in flames. We got cluster bombs here on the Ace, Pack 40, Panther House and the Sherman. You need to be careful not to get too close to the cluster bombs, as that could definitely make things awkward for his own arm as well. Most of the cluster bombs get caught up in the trees though. Sherman there getting stunned up by in front of the Ace, Pack 40. Panther forming and going to finish off the Sherman here. DevM's assault instead has backfired on him, leaving him strung out and exposed. Sherman veteran, their crew there gone. Pack crew though gone as well. Almost got the Sherman. The Jackson is kind of starting in some bad terrain. Forced to dig a deep. Well, right in front of all the German guns. See, Sherman gets away, but the Jackson though is very much toast unless DevM has to double his own luck. And that definitely seems to not be the case. And there goes Jackson. Tanks throw down a humongous blow here to DevM. He just lost most of his armor. And significantly other elements as well at the cost of like an enemy Panzer IV. That's not a particularly great trait there for DevM. In particular since now it also involves Orangepest having access to an Ace Panzer IV, a pocket Tiger. That is definitely bad news for any infantry. And for that matter, any medium armor. So, DevM situation just got a lot more bleak here versus Orangepest. There's multiplied Veterinary 2, another Sherman there for DevM. Prioritizing here the Ace Panzer IV, that is a very central priority here, particularly since they are roughly, like, you know, at the same level of health. Like I say, this Panzer IV been overall something you could repair faster, could understand repairing that one, but here both more or less same level of health. The Ace Panzer IV definitely something you prioritize there. MD42 in the center being swarmed here by American infantry. But sadly not enough against the Ace MD42. The captain is pinned down to the ground there. His men dying by the second. We've got the other outsquad hitting on the flank here. 5th coming forward, that pack grenades as well here. But the 5th car there's some trouble. MD42 pushed back. Sherman around the corner. And the other one on the move again here. We got 223 versus 58. And there you go. Fresh Panther 4 plus the Ace Panther 4 is good to go as well here now for Orangepest. It just needs to get it moving. Sherman on the move here. We got 50 points left for DevM versus the 223 there of Orangepest. Anti-tank in there for DevM. Gets been caught here by the Sherman. Heading northwards here with the 2 Panther 4s. Slightly probing around. They're looking for any of DevM's stuff. But the DevM stuff is busy in the center. Except for that unit that is caught by the Panther 4s, quickly pushed back. And no one's spotted that bazooka in the bushes, or they just ignore it. Panther 4's legislation in the center. We got 223 versus 29. DevM is hanging on the precipice at the very edge of the abyss. North here, Panther 4's the Shermans. Lieutenant being absolutely pumped here with the 2 Panther 4s. Got 16 kills. Grenadiers being forwards here. We got 223 versus 24. DevM frantically fighting here for control. We got 23 points left. Cluster bombs being hurled at the Germans. Oh, they didn't quite move far enough there. 223 versus 22. Far up north, the Panther 4 strikes at the Ralph Squad there with the northern point there. Moving on the centre. Ralph Squad being right here with the 2 Panther 4s. Pioneers nearby as well. Captain close being right out here by the German Granatenwerfer. Ralph Squad, they're close being wiped out. Smoking off here again. Very nice, though. Doesn't really do a lot for him. It actually ends up being more of help here to Orangepest by accident. Orangepest, meanwhile, definitely could have used his mortars, power artillery, both smoke and regular. Counter barrage, obviously, is just not good. 219 versus 22. And he's being absolutely just pummeled into oblivion here, but Orangepest makes him stick around for long enough to grab the point up north here. I mean, obviously we just popped the Salt and Hope, which allows you also not just get a combat boost, but also a capture bonus. That's actually pretty good for these sort of situations as well. In fact, we've done that in both points here. I think we've got much faster and probably been bleeding out DevM by now. But there you go. DevM makes one last push against Orangepest. Straight ahead, undercover smoke, but the assault is already meeting intense resistance here from Orangepest. And the Panzer Panzer 2 being suppressed here by the 8 MD42 team. 17, 18 kills. The Americans are dying by the second. Center being contested as well. The northern point we got secured as well. We got 219 versus 8. Panther 4 dying through the ace little pack 45 as well. There we go. GG, game over. A loss here as DevM retreats. So game over there. A brutal fight here on Kholodny Ferma between two excellent top tier players. In the end, I feel like DevM would have benefited a lot from some light artillery. And an airdrop combat group I think would have been an excellent call in here, to be honest, for him. Or at least not going for that many light vehicles. But I think if he'd gone for that many, a bit more light artillery, I think he'd be in a much better position here versus Orangepest. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family. But don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Up till tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.